All right. Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we'll talk about BTC. We'll take a look at BTC on a macro scale. We'll talk about BTC on a monthly basis, on a 3D basis, and we'll take a look at BTC on a 21-day cycle because we just got a new cycle on the 5th, right? March 5th, 2022. So it is just about like a 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? So we'll take a look at all that good stuff. We'll take a look at also gold BTC chart, because gold BTC chart on the 3 weeks time frame, it is giving us a a very bearish pattern in the short term. So we will take a look at it to try to define the macro reaccumulation or capitulation. Okay, so let me know what you think down below the comment the comment section. If you think like we will be capitulating, or it is just a reaccumulation phase. Okay, all right, so let me go ahead and take a look at the chat room to make sure the sound is good and all that good stuff. So we got Ahmed in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We got Aladino. What's up, man? Mr. Shu in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. So let's go ahead and dive into the analysis. Okay, so the first thing we will talk about, it is going to be the monthly time frame. So over the last few months, what we've been saying regarding the monthly time frame is like we will be getting like a strong support at 35 to a 34k area. Even price action dip all the way down to 33. So you can see like it pushed back up. So if you recall, during the month of February, what we were saying was like after the push all the way up to 46 and a retest of just about like a 34-35, what we said was like most likely, okay, the candle will not close bearish. The reason for that was like if we closed bearish, right, that would create a big panic. So bulls managed to push back up. If you notice well, the candle pump, like I think like the last 24 or like the last, let's say the last 24 hours of the the last day of the month. So it was really you could call it a fake out, because it pumped like the last 24 hours, right, of the last day of the month. So, and I was expecting it to close bullish, but not that bullish. Okay, pushing all the way up to like a 45, 43 to a 45 in like 24 hours and all that good stuff. Okay, but the timing, the directional move back then was like to retest 43 to 45 anyway, but the timing was too quick. So BTC pumped too quick, too fast, last Monday. Okay, the past Monday. So on a monthly basis, if we just want to pay attention to our 21 EMA, you can see right here we cannot close below it. So just like what happened back in May, June, July 2021, right here we could not basically close below the 3 weeks 21 EMA, and price action pumped back up all the way up to 69k, right? So right now, if we take a look at the monthly time frame, we're still getting a support. So bears are still saying like we're going to dump all the way down to some crazy prices. Some bears are still looking for like a 10k and all that good stuff. I don't think they will get it at any time, right? But we will see. Okay, and some bulls are still calling for 100k. But my view is like if we break out below the monthly 21 EMA, our temporary support going to be the 30k area, and after that we will be talking about the 50 EMA. But as of now, the most important key area in this chart, it is two things. Okay, the the 3D time frame and the monthly 21 EMA. We will take a look at the 3D time frame. Okay, so the 3D time frame, it is getting very interesting. We've been following the 3D time frame over the last 90 days since December. I mean, even before December. But after we open and close a candle below the 3D 21, what we said back then was like it is time to pack our bags. Okay, because it could be brutal over the next like a few weeks or even like a few months. So if you recall, back then what we said was like our directional target going to be what, the monthly 21, and after we hit the monthly 21, we were pretty clear. I was pretty clear regarding how long we could be staying in this range. We said we could stay in this range forever. We don't know. If we go back to 2018, as you can see right here, you know, it took like nearly 5-6 months before the breakout all the way down to the monthly 50 MA back in 2019. I showed you guys multiple times, okay, what happened back in 2019. So most of you guys probably don't remember any of these setups and all that good stuff, but you can always go back and check the monthly time frame. It is one of the most it is a very important time frame to keep an eye on the macro scale. Okay, so another thing to talk about on a monthly basis, it is going to be the volume. So the volume, if you guys recall, we've been saying like we're going to get a big volume, we just don't know when we're going to get it. So I was saying like I don't think we will get it in February, right? Because you know we didn't have enough time to complete the short-term correction on the 3D and all that good stuff. So I did not see you know, a big volume, okay, coming in February, especially the last 3 to 5 days of February. I just didn't see like a BTC capitulating, okay, based on the structure, the flat correction we were anticipating. If we were anticipating, like, let's say we will talk about the 3D time frame and all that good stuff, right? But let's just focus on the volume right now. So the volume, what we're getting right now is like what? A decreasing volume. Price action is what? Moving sideways. So it is nothing but a reaccumulation phase. But most of the time with this reaccumulation phase, like what happened back in 2019 or even like 2018, they basically end, okay, I mean, they basically end the reaccumulation phase in a big move, okay? It could end in a capitulation, right? Or it could end with a breakout to the upside with a big volume. So as of now, based on reaccumulation phase and decreasing volume, we just don't know, okay? We just don't know. So we just have to cover both ends. So we know the downside risk could be all the way down to the monthly 50 EMA or even like a 50 MA, but you know, the upside potential, it is unlimited. So no need to worry about the upside potential, just have to worry about like the downside potential. And another thing to keep an eye on is like when we get the volume, we don't care about like the color of the candle. We just want to see a big volume, a net volume, okay, breaking the structure right here. And on top of that, if you take a look at it right here, our MACD, it is still negative. Price action, it is still below the what, 21 EMA. And if MACD wants to stay negative, most likely, okay, price will need to break below the 21 EMA. It is just what it is, but that's the best way to describe it. Okay, we talk about it on a 3D basis on Ethereum. When Ethereum was right around like a 4100 up to a 42 or even like a 44, the 3D time frame. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum so you know exactly what I'm saying. So if you take a look at Ethereum, when Ethereum was right here, okay, consolidating above the 21 EMA, right, the first week of December, what we said, we will be dumping, okay, we will be dumping potentially all the way down to our monthly you know, monthly 21 EMA, and Ethereum dump all the way down to the monthly 21 EMA exactly. In terms of percentage move, right, you can select, you know, we got a nice 50% dump in like less than 45 days for Ethereum. Okay, so and we nailed that target. And the only reason we nailed it, right, one of the main strategy was like if MACD on the 3D basis stays negative, right there, price action refuses to basically pump above all-time high, it has to pull down to the you know, weekly 100 EMA, something like that, okay, or even down to the monthly 21 EMA. So we hit all targets. You know, the first average was like 3,000 and all that good stuff. Secondary support at 2200 range. So if we go back to BTC, you can see like the same structure is, you know, playing out. Okay, we're above the 21 EMA. The volume is kind of low, right? So we know a big volume going to be showing up over the next like a few weeks or even like a few months. So we will see. If we break out below it, we just talk about what? We just talk about the monthly 50 MA. Okay, if you're comfortable with the monthly 50 MA, right there. If you are comfortable, 28. Okay, not too. Yeah, if you're comfortable with the 50 MA, the 50 MA, it is right around like 20k, right? 21k. You could use it, okay, but the 50 MA is good enough. It is going to be the mid range. It could dump below it if the capitulation is strong enough, but the main thing is like the directional move. If we break out below the 30k, we got our 50 EMA on a monthly basis as the next support to keep an eye on, okay. And all that good stuff, okay. So the volume, once again, just to recap it, we don't care about the how the volume going to look like, right? We just want to get a spike in volume. If it is bigger than the top right here, it is going to be even better, because it is going to give us a high confidence level like the bottom is in, and we most likely going to see higher prices after that and all that good stuff, okay. If the monthly volume for whatever reason, okay, we don't get World War III, and the monthly volume is green, it will be time to talk about like a breakout above like a 69 and be looking for like 100k and all that good stuff, okay. We'll talk about BTC later on. Hopefully this week we will talk about BTC regarding the directional move to 180k, right? We've been talking about it over the last few months, and we've been talking about the quarterly 211 EMA. The quarterly basically time frame needs to basically close above 57, okay. I will update the BTC directional move sometime this week, all right. So now we're done with the monthly time frame. So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on the 3D basis before we talk about the 3 weeks time frame, okay. So on the 3 weeks basis, if you've just been following our channel at least since like December, after we open and close right here, okay, below the 21 EMA, we said, guys, it is time to to pack our bags, because it could be brutal, right? Even though we are paying attention to the 3D time frame, remember we said we closed below the 21 EMA while MACD was negative. We're going to be looking for what? Our monthly 21 EMA. Remember, so we jump from like 3D all the way up to the monthly. So it is a big difference, okay, trading the 3D time frame and at the same time paying attention to your monthly support. So that's why it took a while to basically dump down to the monthly monthly 21 EMA, because it took like nearly let's say first week of December, okay, we retested the monthly 21 EMA like the third week of January. So nearly 5 to 6 weeks, okay, 5 to 6 weeks to retest the monthly the monthly 200 EMA, right? So the 3D time frame, it is quite interesting, all right. Even though the macro scale, it is struggling to get a clean breakout above the we already above the 21 EMA, but getting the breakout we need from the monthly 21 EMA, right? The 3D time frame doesn't look that bad at all, okay. The we got our MACD, it is still positive, and if you guys recall, after we got the positivity right here, what we said was like we're going to be pushing to the upside. After we push all the way up to 45, 46, what we said, guys, be cautious, right? Even though our MACD, it is positive, and that's exactly what we said. If we get a bullish MACD, we will be pumping, and we got that pump. But after we pump back up to the 21 EMA, what we said was like we're going to need a candle to open and close above the 3D 21 EMA, and it didn't. So what we said was like we're going to be dumping down where to a 33 up to a 35k area. We did that exactly, and we said our next take profits going to be at 43, 45, and we hit that level exactly. So it is nothing but what? A flat correction, okay. This is one of the most profitable setup for BTC. We played it out right here between 52 and 45 before the dump. You guys recall when BTC was at 52, right? 51.7. What I said was like that's the top, okay, don't mess with it. Most people were looking for like 58 and 60k and all that good stuff. We said, guys, we going down to 35. We're going down to 35, right? So right here, a couple of weeks ago, like the second week of not March but February, right, we said 46 was the top. We're going down to a 35, 33, 35, 33, we said, guys, the monthly cycle will not close bearish. Okay, I don't think the monthly cycle will close bearish. And as you can see, in like less than 3 to 5 days, sucker pump all the way up, back up to a 45, where we said take profits, don't buy at 43 to 45, because we don't have a confirmation yet of a reversal. Okay, so now the another interesting thing beside the bullish MACD right here pointing up is like we just got an engulfing candle right here on a 3D basis. Okay, it is not that bad, right? It is just engulfing, right? But if bulls want to basically reverse the price action, they need to close above 46. If we close above 46, okay, I will be open to look for like a 52. So I know in March, the only two resistances we could be paying attention to over the next like 3 weeks going to be 46. We already hit 46. I'll talk about it like the first day of March. Okay, 45, 46 on average. 44 going to be the soft resistance, and the hardest resistance going to be 52, 51, 52, give or take. Okay, not looking for the absolute top, because if we get there, the 6-hour time frame will give us some indication of the top, right? But that's going to be the secondary resistance if and only if we can get there, because it is not sure we can get there. Okay, if you recall, on a monthly basis, our last month resistance was 46, and we could not close above 46. So going to 52, right, this month could be very, very challenging for the bulls. I'm not saying they can't, right? If they do, great. If you've been buying the dips and we pump to 52, exactly 52 going to be our secondary resistance for March, if and only if we get there. And in terms of Fibonacci, let's go back to the 3D time frame. In terms of Fibonacci, 52, it is not just a random number, right? If you do a swing high down to a swing low on log scale, you double click on your Fibonacci, make sure it is on log scale. If you do it on log scale, 52, it is at 0.618. So 52, right, 52k, not 52 cents like XRP, 52k, right? It is not a random price level. All right, it is not a random price level. And if you recall well, 6 months ago, some like back in September, where we got rejected at the first week of September, right here, September 7th at 52, right there. Okay, the first week of September 7th, we got rejected right there. I think it was like a Tuesday when we dumped all the way down to the daily 21, something like that, 3D 21. Okay, at the same time right here. And back then, even though we got the rejection, we said 409.75 down to a 38.2 going to be the support range. Guess what? We got the support right here. So that's the same exact level, okay, we got rejected at back in December. And if it pushes all the way up for the bullish case up to a 52, that's not going to be a buy. That's going to be a sell area. Okay, so we know in March, okay, just to recap it on a 3D basis, we got a bullish divergence right here. Okay, so we just have to respect it. Okay, at the same time, we got what? A flat correction right here. Okay, so we anticipated the flat correction, and I showed you guys in multiple live stream. Okay, and I told you the flat correction we got right here back in September 2019, guys, and I was calling for the move right here, right down to 6k. And if you recall, if you've been long enough with me, you know exactly at 10.9 back in 2019, right? We shorted at 10.9 twice. Okay, we shorted at 10.9 twice. Let's take a look at it on a 2D basis, right? So it looks much cleaner. So the pattern we got right here, we had right here. Okay, remember guys, remember most people were saying, oh, we're going to be pushing to the upside, we're going to be pushing to the upside. Bang, 10.9. okay, right here, the late August, first week of September, I was actually bearish right here, right? Because I was most of the time, I'm not most of the time, but I'm always bearish on whenever we basically in September, right? I'm always bearish. Okay, so I was bearish going into September, and sucker pump all the way up to 10.9. Okay, so and I was like, okay, remember guys what happened right here, July 2019 at 10.9, also 10.9 11k area. Most bulls were saying, oh, we're going to the moon, we're going to 16k, and bang, we shorted it all the way back down to like a 93 9400 range. Okay, before the push back up to a 12k. So the same setup we had right here, right? It looks like that's what we creating over the last few months. Okay, so right here, that's the same exact it looks like the same exact flat correction. Okay, so basically the 10.9 back then, it is now what it is, roughly around like a 46-45k area. Okay, so something to basically keep in mind. All right, so if the flat correction going to be playing out on it doesn't matter on the 2D basis, on the on the 3D basis, or even down to the daily basis, right? If it is going to play out, we could just look for the 30k support on the daily up to the 3D basis. Okay, so 30k going to be the support area on average. Let's say 29 to a 30k area, give or take. Okay, just the July lows right here, and 52 going to be the resistance right here. So support 30k, resistance going to be 52. Okay, so if you're bullish, you know your resistance. Okay, if you're bearish, you know your support. You don't want to be shorting BTC below even below 32k area. You don't want to be shorting, because it could be a pretty volatile move. And at the same time, you don't want to be longing at 50k, because between 50k to 52k, it doesn't worth the risk to be buying. Okay, I'm not saying leverage long or whatever, but just buying at 52. As I said a couple of weeks ago, not a couple of weeks ago, but a couple of days ago, 43 up to 45, it is not a buy range as of now. Okay, has to break out above 46, and you could be looking for between 46 and a half, 47, or even a retest of 45 up to 52, and put a stop loss at 38.5 or something like that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a 3 weeks basis. So when we take a look at BTC on a 3 weeks basis, we got a quite good argument for a strong rejection at 45-46k area. Okay, if you recall, over the last few weeks, we've been saying like the 3 weeks 21 EMA going to give us what, a tough time. Okay, remember the 3 weeks 21 EMA, it is nearly close to the monthly. The 3 weeks time frame, it is nearly close to the monthly time frame, right? So the only difference is like 1 week. All right, so price action can pump above the 21 EMA in the short term, like the daily, 3D time frame and all that good stuff, but closing above it, it was challenging. All right, so and if you recall right here, we said the 3 weeks 21 EMA going to also give us a tough time, right? That time it was right around like a 41-42. So if you're trading the 3 weeks or even the monthly time frame, you don't want to be worrying too much between like 42 and 44 or even up to 45, because you're looking for like a monthly cycle or like 3 week cycle, right? So back in May, June, July, right here, right at 30k, what we've been saying was like buy the dip. That's the same thing we've been saying right here, 30, 35, 33k area, buy the dip. Okay, so we've been good at buying the dips when the rest of the crypto space are panicking, looking for the greed and fear and greed index, and saying like, oh, it's dumping, we're going to zero and all that good stuff. We're not saying BTC cannot retest lower prices, but all we're saying is like these macro supports, these macro moving averages, we just have to respect them. Okay, we just have to respect all these moving averages, macro support, like monthly 21 EMA, monthly 50 EMA, the 30k support, and all that good stuff. It is not even guaranteed, right? We will be breaking out below 30k. That's what I'm saying. At 30k, it is a very, very good level to be reaccumulating BTC. Okay, it is a very, very good area to be reaccumulating BTC. But now let's go ahead and take a look at gold BTC. Let's take a look at gold BTC. Take a look at gold BTC gold ratio, right? So all right, okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC gold ratio on a 3 weeks basis, right? So on a 3 weeks basis, if you guys recall, over the last few years we've been paying attention a lot to the 3 weeks basis. Sometimes we don't need to talk about it like every day, because we only need it like when it's it's giving us like some good indication or some some good patterns. All right, so if we take a look at the 3 weeks time frame, right, the ratio of Bitcoin gold, right, you can see like the engulfing candle we got right here at the bottom below the 21 EMA, right? Beautiful engulfing candle right there. So these type of engulfing candles, right, we've been getting it like back in 2018, right here, March 2018, July 2018, July 2019, we got another one right here, February 2020. If you guys recall, back in February 2020, what I was saying, even like a BTC USD, not just BTC gold, I was saying like with the 3 weeks time frame closing like that, right, we're most likely going to be dumping down to a 5 to 4K area. So, and we did that exactly. So the only time, right, we but the only time market created a nice engulfing bearish candle was like back in September 2020. And if you recall, back in September 2020, I was bullish at 10K. I was bullish at 10K. So that's the range right here. We got the engulfing nest, right? Even versus the dollar, that's the same pattern versus the dollar, right? And bears were calling for a retest of like, I think like 97, 96, whatever, because we had a gap at 97, I think. So because of a 200 points, right, bulls was saying like, okay, I'm gonna be waiting for like a not 200 points, but was quite a lot, right? So bulls was saying like, I'm waiting for 97, 96, and what I was saying in my premium was like, we just have to buy the dip at 99. We don't care about 97, and we just put a stop loss, okay, below the gap and all that good stuff. And sucker pumped, okay. So even though we did have a negative sign on the 3 weeks basis, I was also paying attention to other indicators like the 50-day cycle, because I was anticipating the 50-day cycle to close above above 10.5 before October 20th back then. So BTC managed to basically flip bullish and closes closed above 11.5 the following weeks and all that good stuff. Okay, so now if we go back to if we take a look at our current 3 week cycle right here below the 21 EMA, which is not good. MACD, it is negative, right? It is very, very hard to make a bullish argument when you get all these signs. And back in May, remember guys, I was bullish back in May when you got the circle guys, the circle guys, the circle guy was calling for 5K, 3K, and all that good stuff, right? Back then we were saying, guys, buy the dip, buy the dip. The lowest we could go is like to retest the monthly 21 EMA, right? And we did not. Right here, you know, it is very, very hard, okay? Even though I want BTC to go up, like most of you guys, right? We want BTC to go up like to the moon, right? And XRP hitting 589, right? But, you know, if we don't have enough evidences to be bullish, okay, we cannot just fake out. We can just fake ourselves, okay? Even though we want market to go up, we can just say, oh, you know, that's a bottom when we're not seeing any sign of spike in volume. We you know, we're struggling to get a big breakout after a, you know, retest of the monthly 21 EMA. Now we below our 3 weeks 21 EMA. The volume is decreasing, right? And we're expecting a spike in volume and all that good stuff. You take a look at the 3D engulfing nest I just showed you. All these signs, okay, they are bearish signs, okay? We just can't ignore it. Even though we want price action to pump, we all want to make money when BTC pumps, right? And some of you guys don't care. You make money when BTC dump too, or you make BTC when BTC dump, all right? Regardless of what you do, if you're on the sideline, you make BTC when BTC dumps, right? It means like you're increasing your BTC holding, right? Let's say you got $40,000 right now, and you're on the sideline, okay? And basically BTC dumps like 20%. Now you increase your BTC holding by 20%, right? So it doesn't matter. You just have to look at it positively instead of basically looking at it like, oh, market dumps 10%, market dumps 20%, and all that good stuff. All right. So we did have enough pump, not enough. Some of you guys never get enough. We did get a nice pump from 10K to a 69K, and even if you take a look at it on the, you know, with the gold BTC ratio, it respected the top. We did not even like get any close above the you know, 36-37 ratio right here. Okay, so it was a clean double top, was a clean triple top right here. We're making like some high lows right there, but in a bearish downtrend, right? In a bearish downtrend, during a downtrend, right? These high lows sometime, right, they just don't work out, okay? They just don't work out, right? So that's why I don't pay attention to higher lows, okay? You guys never see me talking about like high lows and all that good stuff, okay? Because it is hard, okay? It is hard for these for the volatility to respect these small details sometime, okay? So if we break out to the downside, we know the next ratio, right? Bitcoin gold support going to be at 16.5. Right now we are almost 20. So 16.5 down to 16.5 going to be a nice 18 to 20% move. But remember, it doesn't mean BTC will drop 20%, right? Let's say if gold pumps like, let's say 10% out of nowhere, right? And BTC drops 10%. That's a 20% difference. You see what I'm saying? So the ratio, the Bitcoin gold ratio is very tricky. You really, you know, have to know exactly what you're looking at. Okay, you can't just say, okay, the ratio going to drop 20%, then BTC has to drop 20%. No, it's kind of like when you're looking at the Bitcoin dominance. You cannot just say like the Bitcoin dominance is going up, BTC has to go up. You see what I'm saying? So something to basically keep in mind. I don't expect gold pumping like 20% and BTC not doing anything, right? But all I'm saying is the downside support for the ratio is like a 20% pullback, and the resistance for the ratio is right around like a 22 to a 22.8 range at the 3 weeks 21 EMA. Okay, because that's the most important time frame right now to pay attention to, right? With the monthly 21 and basically the 3D cycle. Right, so the lowest I would expect okay, the worst case scenario would be somewhere around like the 100 EMA retest right here at 12. Okay, so and if we're going to retest like 12 in this, you know, in this cycle, meaning like before the 26th of March, right, it means it has to be a capitulation. Okay, I don't see a full body candle all the way down here. Okay, kind of like what happened right here. All right, I don't think like we will get a full body candle. Back then the body candle was what, only like, let's say 40% of the entire candle, right? less than 50%, 40%, 35%, something like that, right? So if you see BTC like a dumping below 16.5 against gold, you know, I mean the gold ratio, right? BTC gold ratio, you got to know it is a good time to buy the dips and all that good stuff. Okay, and if you want to get the chart, all you need to do is just type in BTC USD /GOLD. That's it. That's all you have to do. Don't click on nothing, just click enter, right? That's it, right? And don't select anything, just type it and click enter, and then you're gonna get the chart, right? And basically you can play with it, get wrecked with it, or go to the moon with it, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at the chat room to see if you guys have any question, and if not, I'm just gonna call it a day, right? And all that good stuff, right? All right, let me take a look at the chat room. Hey, what's up, crypto CD in the house? Thanks a lot for tuning in. A bearish divergence is showing like we will get a capitulation, say CD crypto. Bearish divergence on what time frame? Okay, CD crypto is saying the engulfing candle was September 20th. Don't work the, I don't know what you're trying to say. I don't know what time frame you're talking about. The angle, maybe you're talking about the 3 weeks time frame engulfing candle back in September. Yes, that's what I just talked about right here. So you know, we talked about this engulfing candle right here, okay? But back then, MACD, you're right, if that's what you're saying, the 3 weeks MACD was positive. So even though, you know, we got the engulfingness, right, it was positive, okay, right there. But I wasn't basically even paying attention to it. Like, you know, I was like, okay, you know, I mean, I was paying attention to the 3 weeks time frame, but on the lower degree and the other higher time frame, we did get like enough evidences to you know, to ignore the engulfingness right here. Sometimes you get engulfingness even on the weekly basis, right? And we pump the following week. Okay, we've seen it multiple times right here. We did have a, I think like the first week of 2021, right? If we go back and check the first week of 2021, if I recall right here, right, the 11th, actually second week right here, sucker dumped hard, okay? It dumped hard, and you know, some people were bearish, and I was like, don't be bearish, okay? And right there, it wasn't engulfing, but it dumped hard right here, you know, not March, but February 22nd, it dumped hard, right? And some people were bearish. In my premium, I was not bearish at this level right here, and we pumped back up, okay? Even right here, you know, that's when we got wrecked, right? The market got wrecked, right? The 20-day 21 EMA. Hey, what's up, Sick Puppy? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Jenko Gold in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Hey, San, can you check AXS has some good upside potential yet? We'll take a look at it. Izmir in the house. Stanji Izmir. All right, guys, I'm trying to give you the best analysis, guys. I know sometimes the low degree is kind of very volatile, but if you pay attention to the macro view, with these supports. All my targets over the last few months, since like, you know, I mean, since forever, been like at least 20 to 30%. If you recall, you know, over the last few, even over the last few weeks, you know, we've been looking for what, 10,000 point moves on Bitcoin, not like 1,000 point, not 2,000 points. So that's why I like to be very, very patient with the resistances and supports and all that good stuff. Okay, after the breakout below 53, you know, we've been looking for like 35, we look for like a 45, we look for 35 again, 35, we look for 45 again. So all these moves are 10,000 points. You see what I'm saying? 25 to a 30% move up and down. You're going to find it is going to be pretty hard to find like you know, some traders out there, right, giving you this type of directional move. Not like, oh, BTC pump 2%, 3% and all that good stuff, right? Yes, I do care about those 1%, 2%, but what I mean is like those directional move. That's what I, you know, most of the time look for. Kind of like what happened with Ethereum also, you know, 41, 4200 range all the way down to 22 to basically 3150 down to again, you know, 2300 again, pump all the way up to 3000. Those moves, you got to be really on top of your game to catch those moves, okay? Because those are not, you know, some jokes, right? They can wreck you if you don't basically do them right, okay? Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at AXS. I'm pretty sure you're a moon boy, so let's take a look at AXS USD. So AXS, so if I recall, last time we talked about AXS, I was saying like, you know, if it pushes to the upside, the 3D MACD is positive, right? So it is going, you know, it is going to be hard, right? If we create this flat correction, it is going to be hard to push higher. But if it does, you got a potential head and shoulder pattern right here playing out, right? That's you just have to be cautious. So it has a resistance up to 68 right now. It is at 51. So if it pushes up to a 68, 67, that's going to be a resistance. And if it pushes all the way up to 78, that's going to be you know, a time to take profits and not be jumping in, right? So the downside support, if the head and shoulder plays out right here, you got, oop, that's too deep. Okay, that's a 70% big head, right? So let's take a look at it in terms of Fibonacci to get a more reasonable support. So the next support, right, in terms of Fibonacci, going to be right here, $27, which is going to be 382 Fibonacci. Okay, the swing low of $2. It could be a wick. I'm not sure if that's a wick or not, but let's just include it, right? Because I wasn't sure if that was a wick. Okay, even if, let's just include it, right, to be safe. So downside support, $28-30 range at 382. Upside potential all the way up to you know, $78-80. Okay. COP Corp. So COP is in a wedge, some sort of wedge pattern, right? So you could get a breakout at any given time. It broke out below the support range right here, created a similar wedge pattern right here, pumped to the upside, got rejected, could not get to the all-time high. So a big dump, okay, 97% down. MACD, it is still positive. Your 3D is dead, so it means it is time to reaccumulate it. You don't want to be selling right here. So anything below the 30 RSI on the 3D right now going to be a good level to add on. So not a good time to be really selling it, time to be reaccumulated for the next for the next big move. In terms of resistance, you could look for a trend line resistance depending on how long you want to wait for the move, right? But you're going to be facing like multiple challenges right here. Our previous support right around like 55 cents, right? Going to provide us a strong resistance right here. Most likely bulls going to be taking profits. Current level, it is right around like 28 cents. So 28 to 65, you do the math, it is over 100%. Okay, so most likely going to be a level to keep an eye on, right? In case it basically push back up to 60 cents to 65 cents. Okay, the downside support, I mean, you just don't have any previous support, so it is going to be pretty hard to to rely on some numbers. But 1.41 going to be at 20 cents right now. We at 1.27 support right here, extension. So if we dump lower, you got a potential add-on at 20 cents range. All right, and below 20 cents, you just have to rely on 1.618, right? So 1.618 could be somewhere around like 14 cents. Let's not guess. It is just about like 13 cents, right? So you got two supports to keep an eye on, right? 20 cents, 1.41, and 13 cents at 1.618 extension. Immediate resistance right here, 63, and if you push back up, you got 86 and 127 again right there, $127. Okay, not Fibonacci, 1.27. All right. CD crypto, how can you check out Dogecoin USDT? We'll take a look at Dogecoin USDT. Majid, hey, thanks a lot, man. So ICP, let's go ahead and take a look at ICP. It is still struggling to get a good support at 17.5. So dump down to 14, push back up to 20. So it is just consolidating in this range. As I say, 17.5, it is the range to reaccumulate. Anything below it, don't mess with it till we get a proper setup again. Okay, MACD, it is still pointing up. Okay, it is not guaranteed it will hold, right? The reason why I'm saying like 17.5 on average, because 1.27, we just talked about it on COP, right? 1.27, 1.41 extension to the downside. Okay, it is at 19.8 down to a 16.9. Okay, on average 17.5. So as you can see, it is still around 17.5 as of now, right? ICP is at 17.59. Okay, as we're speaking right now. Okay, so it's been in this range since like late January. Okay, or like a month now. Okay, so if we dump below it, we got 1.618 at 13.5. Extension 2 going to be at 8.8. I'm not sure if we will get there, but if BTC capitulates, most likely ICP will capitulate. That's why I'm saying don't mess with below 17.5 unless it drops like 50% below it, right? Then it is going to be a good level to add on, but don't want to be adding like every 5%, 2%, add on like every 3 months or like every 6 months, something like that, or at least every every 50%. That way you're not going to be buying every day and watching the price every day, right? So keep an eye on it, right? If we break out below this support area, below the 17.5 average support, wouldn't mess with it at least until we hit like $8 to $9 range. I'm not saying we will, but if it does, that's going to be the next reaccumulation range, right? Don't want to accumulate like every $1, okay? That's going to hurt you a lot in the long run. Hey, hola, ¿cómo estás? One speed in the house. Ciao. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at VET. So VET, VET BTC, you're looking for a short term, right? But so VET BTC, if you guys recall what we said regarding VET BTC, I was bullish on VET right here, but if you recall what we said was like on a weekly basis, it is not flipping bullish, right? So we can basically rely on the 3D that time. Okay, we needed the weekly time frame to flip bullish. So the buy range for VET, it is really at buy range between 50% to 0.618. 0.618 going to be all the way down to like a 91, and 50% it is at 124. So 124 to 91 sat, it is reaccumulation for VET. It could be in this range for weeks or even like a month, it depends, right? And at the same time, you got your macro trend line. I know most of you guys don't remember our analysis on VET a few months back, okay, or years back. After VET pump right here, we said it is going to pump back up to it is going to dump back down to 60 to 50, and after that we're going to be looking for a potential move all the way up to even 1,000 sats, but we did not get to 1,000 sats, but it was still a good move, right? From 55 60 sats all the way up to 400 sats. Bang, you do the math, guys. A nice 600% move, and BTC pump 10x. What, that's a 60x move, right? So something to basically keep in mind. The range of 124 90 sats range going to be reaccumulation. Yes, MACD, it is still not positive, so you could still get some noise in this range, right? You could still get some noise in this range, so it is just going to be a reaccumulation phase. The next reaccumulation going to be at 5860 sats, just like what happened back in December 2020. So VET, the only two buy ranges you want to pay attention to on average, 100 sats, and after that 5860 sats range. That's it. And wait for the MACD to flip bullish and all that good stuff, right? Because if we break out below the support trend line right here, bulls could give up and we could get a big move to the downside. That's the only downside potential I see for VET as of now within the next let's say 3 to 6 months, right? Tom Sun Crest, thanks a lot for Tom Sun Moon, thanks a lot for tuning in, Tom. Pablo S Crypto in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Okay, let's take a look at Dogecoin, because Dogecoin, it is a support at 10 cents to 13 cents, but most people are not going to be buying it, right, until it pumps like 50%. Right now it is at 13 cents. We talked about Dogecoin a long time ago. I was expecting it to push even like up to 41 cents back in November, but it did not. It broke out, and now it is at 13 cents support. The next support going to be right around like 5 to 7 cents to a 5 cents range. Okay, that's the only other support I see as of now on the macro view. MACD, it is still pointing down. If you want to take a look at it in terms of Fibonacci swing low, the March 2020, nearly 2 years, right, you can see like 382. It is at 6 cents on average. Okay, so these price levels, you got to be very, very patient. It is not something like you want to be rushing, right? So it could take a while. It could even pump back up to like a 25-30 cents, and then basically retest like a 60 cents, and not 60 but 5-6 cents, right? So even up to 7 cents. Okay, similar price action as XRP back in 2018 2019, right? Remember when XRP was right around like 50 cents, 40 cents, we were saying like we could dump down to 10 cents. Okay, but it took like 9 months or even like 12 months before XRP retested 10 cents, 11 cents range, right, and pump all the way up to $2. So XRP did pump a lot in between 2019 and between 2020, right, and 2021. XRP pumped 20x. It did the same thing as it basically matched the BTC pump. From 3K to 60K, give or take, right? XRP pump from 10 cents to 20 cents, right? I mean 20 cents, $20. I mean $20 XRP, $2. I'm a moon boy, man. I'm thinking about XRP to you know, 589. So, but XRP, you know, just like Dogecoin, you don't want to buy them when they're pumping. Okay, you want to buy XRP when it's boring. Okay, when you know, XRP is boring. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at BTC for Pablo S Crypto. So BTC weekly time frame, we just got a 7 day cycle opening like yesterday, right? So as you can see, the 7 day cycle, most people don't pay attention to it, but it closed bearish right here, could not basically pump back up. And remember, the 7 day cycle opened when? On Saturdays, right? So we opened the 7 day cycle on Saturdays, right? So, and right here between Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, sucker pump beautifully, okay? From the bottom right to the top, the 7 day cycle pump 22%, right? From the 37 lows all the way up to you know, 45k resistance, right? And got wiped out, okay? Got wiped out with a nice 14% dump. That's why I was telling you guys 43. If you are in my you know, Discord group, right? You know, we talk about like 43 and 45 is what, take profits, don't buy in this range. Yes, you might be like, okay, oh, I bought it, I got wrecked, but it pumped back up. But that's not what we're saying. We're saying like, if you bought the top right here, 45, now you're going to be panicking the whole weekend. You don't know if we're going to get to our second resistance for March up to a 50, you know, 52. Okay, I'm not saying we will get there, but if we do, that's going to be, you know, a sell range, not a buy range. Okay, the buy range is right here, 30k. Okay, on the weekly basis, right? I mean, even on the monthly basis, right? The weekly, it is not closing yet. So if it closed bullish, you know, it could retest like 50% of the week right here, right around right there, right around like 41.5. And 41.5 on the 3D basis, it is our 3D 21 EMA at the same time. Okay, so we got to take out 46, guys. If we take out 46, we're going to get a good range right here between 46 to a 52, right? That's going to be a nice 15% move or even 16% move. But you know, if you want to long it now, you have to basically put a stop loss even, you know, down to like 36.7, right? 36.7, and look for basically 52. It is going to be a 2 to 1. I mean, actually more than 2 to 1, because you're looking for like a 7-8% down for a potential move of 30% pump. That's possible, but it is going to be very, very risky to do. If you want to short it, you have to basically put a stop loss at you know, that's too high, man. Right there, right around like a 42.5, right? And look for the 30k. But it is very, very choppy. It could pump and still dump, right? Or it could dump and still pump. It is a very, very choppy range, right? It is a very choppy range. That's why you just have to wait for the these macro ends, 30k, right? And you know, 52k, or you know, resistance at 45, right? But in this range, that's why, you know, a couple of days ago when BTC, last week when BTC was at 40k, I said 40k and 37 is not a trading range. Just wait for 43 to 45 to take profits. Don't mess with like 40, you know, 40 to 37. And if you recall what happened, it dumped from 40 down to 37 and pumped from 37 up to 45. Okay, so all right, guys, I'm just gonna call it a day. It's already 1 hour. Hopefully you guys enjoy the live stream. You know what to do, right? You can subscribe to the channel, you know, hit the likes and do all that good stuff, right, to support the channel. If you want to join Send Crypto Premium, you can send me a message so you can take advantage of the these macro directional move for BTC, these pump and dump and pump and all that good stuff, right? All right guys, thanks a lot for watching.